with the top 30 already decided to go through to the final later on at around 5 to 5 local time here at Kerpen. It's time for the second chance for senior Rotax. Looks like we're only going to have 7 of the 9 scheduled drivers on the grid. Looks like Keanu Friends and Puck Goals will not take the start. So Dante Sima, Rein van der Meer, Dean Winters, Gwen Bloxhill, Amadou Zeeman, Wesley Eckhart, and Jay Zurveld will round out the grid. The top 6 will head through to the top 36 final later on today. So they'll be competing over a duration of 13 minutes plus an additional lap here at the Eflandring here at Kerpen. It's nice to be back at this circuit. Also, this year has hosted the Dicker M. Will host also respective rounds of Rotax Max Challenge Germany and the BNL Karting Series in August. And it's definitely a good challenge for the drivers. And especially with these weather conditions having been absolutely perfect for today. Bone dry track, grip evolving as the racing goes on. So red lights are on the gantry for 13 minutes plus 2 additional laps. Who will be going through to the top 36 final later on? Join us as we find out. Out of the final corner, into the tram lines, revs rise, lights are out first time. And a good start by both Dante Sima and Dean. Well, it looks like we are going to have, I think Dante Sima leading the way in the 370. So they make their way into turn 3 for the first time. So Dean Winters making a nice decision to stay behind Dante Sima going into turn 2. Got the jump on Rein van der Meer. Gwen Bloxhill rounds out the top 5, having been passed by Amadou Zeeman in the 315. With Wesley Eckhart and Jay Zurveld pretty much at that drop zone point. So after the opening lap, Dante Sima leads the way. Second is Winters. Third is van der Meer. Well, it was van der Meer. It's now Amadou Zeeman who's got through. Gwen Bloxhill now up into 4th place is the 313. And Winters already starting to defend. That's way too early, I fear. Sometimes with a second chance heat, it's not always the case that everyone that is in the top 6 come the checkered flag may be, well, there's a higher odd. Well, there is a definitive odd where you can't really call it as a favourite, is the fact that one driver will not be racing in the final later on. So there is a 1 in 7 chance that one of these drivers may not make it into the top 6. At the back end of the field, well, there is the .349 of Jay Zurveld. Meantime, Dante Sima has pulled a little bit of a gap over Winters, Zeeman and Bloxhill. Van der Meer rounding out the top 5. So lap 2 has now been, well, lap 3 has just been completed. And there is going to be a change for position. Oh, right. Who's just, oh dear, that is the 349. Jay Zurveld has just gone off the circuit. Dante Sima, by the end of this lap, could possibly have a 1 second advantage after the opening 4 laps. So that lap is now completed. Yep, just over. It's 0.023 north of a second. That's the lead that Dante Sima has 1.023 seconds advantage and is putting in qualifying style laps. The front end of the field, you can push that little bit harder. So we are very shortly going to be completing lap number 5 as our race leader makes his way, Dante Sima, through into the final left-hander and across the line, takes a brief glance over the left shoulder to see where everybody else is. Dean Winters in second place. Third, Amadou Ziman, who's up 2 places from 5th on, on the grid. Gwen Bloxhill holding station in 4th, ahead of Wesley Eckhart. Rein van der Meer drops down to 6th position. As Jay Zerveld has got the fastest lap of the race. He's 5.5 seconds slower than the race. Well, is a little bit further back from the race leader. However, there is still time. 8.5 minutes to go. And after this, we still have So at the moment, well, Dean Winters is now trying to pick up the pace a little bit here. 45.587 is the fastest lap of the race. We're on to lap 8 now. So last time round, 45.703 for Dante Sima. Well, now it's a 45.664. Wesley Eckhart now just puts in the fastest lap of the race down in 5th. 45.498. Everyone in the field has put in their personal best so far, so the track is coming to them, which is a good sign. But of course, one driver is going to be saying, "Well, I'm not happy." Well, because they didn't make it through. Wesley Eckhart is now chasing down Gwen Bloxhill, and she's going to want to stay in that 4th place. She'll want to defend that sternly. But Dante Sima gets that gap, well, now has a gap of about 7.5 tenths ahead of Dean Winters. And it is going to be it's going to be a difficult one if time continues to run down quickly. Jay Zerveld, new fastest lap of the race, 45.423. Where was this performance in the heats? That's the big question I'd like to have answered. And it's nothing against Jay Zerveld. You can have Lady Luck on your side, you can have an absolute mare of a weekend, and Jay Zerveld definitely is having that at the moment, because he looks to be possibly the one that might end up, oh, careful, Wesley Eckhart. Well, no, actually, that's Amadou Zima that's just been passed. Gwen Bloxhill now up into 3rd place, side by side into turn 5 they go. And Bloxhill still holds on to 3rd place. Brilliant stuff. There's Dean Winters. There's actually Dean Winters and Amadou Zeman. So I got a little bit too over-exuberant there. So Dean Winters manages to keep that place. Gwen Bloxhill has got Wesley Eckhart not too far behind. He's closing in, going into the Schumacher S's. Dante Sima is away and clear by a comfortable margin. It was 1.3 seconds. It is now over 1.5. So coming up to 5 minutes to go, plus 2 additional laps. Battles are waging up and down the order. Zeeman and Bloxhill. Oh, no, sorry. Dean Winters and Amador Zeeman, Gwen Bloxhill, and Wesley Eckhart. Could also find that Rein van der Meer and Jay Zurveld possibly might join the train on that one. If that is the case, we could be in with a little bit of a fight on our hands. In the meantime, well, there has been a change for position, change for P4. Wesley Eckhart past Gwen Bloxhill. He's still giving chase. Montesima still leading the way, has nearly a 1.5 second advantage over Dean Winters. Things are starting to close up between second, third, fourth, and fifth. 1.25, just around about 1.25 seconds, 1.25 seconds. Wesley Eckhart, new fastest lap, and that's a 45.148. We're on lap number 13. Zeeman now coming under fire from Wesley Eckhart for third place. And is this going to be the move that's going to happen? Yes! Through goes Eckhart on Zeeman. And that's a change for P3. And a change for position. Jay Zurveld gets through on Rein van der Meer. So that is for the position that is affectionately known as the drop zone. If you are there or thereabouts, you are going to be under some significant pressure to get yourself a little bit further up the order if you can and make your impact that way through and then go through to the top 36 final. So after a total of 14 laps, we're coming down to the final 2 minutes, plus 2 laps of this race. And at the moment, Rein van der Meer looks like he might be packing up early, I'm afraid. But of course, these results, all called by myself in the commentary position, are provisional, pending, sporting and technical ratifications. Well, I'll be completely honest here. Jay Zurveld is making up lap time, and not by small margins either. Gwen Bloxhill, 45.542. Jay Zurveld, 45. But a little bit further back, looks like, oh no, and that's the 3-1. Oh, Gwen Bloxhill. Gwen Bloxhill was fifth, and that could have been the moment where maybe she might be in a little bit of danger right now. So Dante Sima still leads. And now brings them out of the final corner. This is going to be close. 4, 3, 2, 1. Literally on the buzzer. It's like the family fortunes buzzer, you know. It could have been, and it would have been 2 laps to go, but it's expanded it out to a full 3. Gwen Bloxhill has dropped behind Rein van der Meer in terms of the top 6. But with 2 laps to go, Dante Sima has pretty much led every single lap. Battle for P2 really heating up. Looks to be Winters and Eckhart as they come through out of the Schumacher chicane. Again, there has been another change going through into turn number 5. This time, it was Wesley Eckhart being passed by Dean Winters, so this is the quarrel over P2. Now, next time around, we will get the last lap board of the senior second chance heat, and that's exactly what Dante Sima has been waiting for just over 14 plus minutes. Now there's going to be one final lap. So still battles being waged on. Eckhart looking to get through on Winters to put himself in a position above the driver in front of him when it comes to going back to Enterprise and restarting everything. But Dante Sima wins the second chance in seniors. P2, Dean Winters. Then it's Wesley Eckhart, Jay Surveld, Amadou Zeman, and Rein van der Meer provisionally round out the top 6. And Gwen Bloxhill takes 7th. Kiana Friends and Puck Gubbles, unfortunately, non-starting